I think all my lyrics come from a place that I just pull from. It's almost like I've said this before that it's like they've already existed, like the song's already been there. I'm just pulling from it. It's so subconscious. So who I am, my lyrics, you know what I mean? Everything I've been through, everything that I've seen. And I don't really write about certain topics. I just write most of the time to my own devices.
What's up, everybody? It's Keefy at GhostCultMag.com, and I am stoked to once again, for the first time in a very long time, see our friend Jake of the band Oni. How are you doing?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
I'm great. I don't know if you remember this. We've interviewed a couple of times, but most notably, like one of our very first in-person video interviews was with you in front of Irving Plaza in New York City, like 8, 9 years ago.
Nice.
And it
Well, it's
was
been a
a
long time.
yeah, and it's been a long time for me, not just as a journalist, but as a fan to watch your career and watch the evolution of your music. So really excited to talk about Genesis, the new EP
Oh
that's
yeah.
out now. First and foremost, it's just such a dumpster fire time in the world with everything going on not just in the music business, but in life. I hope you're okay, your family's okay,
Thank
your
you.
peers, your musical collaborators. It's been the wildfires. I'm in Northern California, but our eyes are always on the fires because we have them up here also. So I'm just hoping,
Yep.
your people are okay.
Yeah, man. One of my people, Josh, who wrote the Genesis EP with me, lost everything. So it's pretty crazy times, and you're often left speechless and powerless in the situation. So
Right on.
it's fucked.
Yeah, it's completely fucked, but it's nice to see people come together for a
For
tragedy. I
sure.
wish we would come together the whole rest of the time, not just when there's a tragedy.
Right?
We're
Yeah.
supposed to care the whole time, not none of the time, and then once in a while. But I did watch a little bit of I do a weekly news live stream among all the other shit we do here, and I watched a little bit of the fire aid benefit after that, and I was like, man, that's nice. They're gonna raise a lot of money there. That's comforting a little, but like, what a tough time. But at least we have music, and especially heavy music. As leading professionals know that 4 out of 5 doctors recommend extremely heavy music to get you through tough times. I know I
There you
do.
go.
I do. So let's dial it back for a second. You are very prolific. I think even I don't know how the plague was for you, but you seem to work all
Yeah.
the time. This is your life. You love making music, and I
Yeah.
think you've been not just creative, but very we're in a weird time in the industry where like singles and streaming is dominating everything, but I know you're still
Hmm.
focused on like full releases, which is nice. This EP
For
feels
sure.
like a complete piece of music to me.
For sure. And it goes with people's attention spans. I was saying this earlier, like EPs are kind of the way I've been moving my music as opposed to doing like a full album just because people don't really listen to full albums, which is a big shame. I certainly love albums, but I like to give all my songs their best shot at success. And I think a smaller body of work is a great way to do that in today's day and age. But there'll definitely be more albums in the future for sure.
Yeah, of course. And like I said, it's the creative process is one thing. A record is done when it's done, and then maybe not even because then you go out and play it live and you do things a little
Yeah.
differently. I'm sure some of the songs from the beginning of your career have taken shape a different way now than when you first played them or arranged them. Just like life, and we're all the things
Yeah.
affect us, and we may feel things a little differently today than 10 years ago. But yeah, man, I'm really enjoying this EP. And I think that the number one thing that really stands out to me is how great vocally you've become. You're always very strong vocally.
Thank you.
But like this is really, to me, your finest work as a singer, first and foremost.
Thank you, man. I agree. And I haven't always been a great singer. It's come a long way over the years, for sure.
Yeah, like it seems like you put there's that 10,000 hours rule, right?
Exactly.
And it feels like you put the time in like a boxer at the bag, right?
Exactly. For sure.
Yeah,
Um,
I used to sing in a
thing I
band.
love, I've always loved, and I love it more now than ever.
Nice. That's great. It's important. I also used to sing in bands, and it's a muscle. You got to just keep flexing. It's the only way it works.
Yeah.
People don't understand that. That along with good mic grip technique is important. How much you sing and how you hold that mic. Those things matter. Super cool. I don't know if like there's an overarching concept to the EP, but it does feel, like it flows together very well. Maybe the songs are not interrelated more than the fact that they're on an EP together, but
Yeah.
I love sequencing. I still love albums. I listen to albums. I got like a bunch of vinyl in the other room in my listening area, and I still love a thing that doesn't feel disjointed. I want something to flow, and sequencing matters to me. I have a feeling it matters to you also.
It does for sure. And I think that it's sequenced pretty well. I like how all the songs flow from one to the other. And like you said, it sounds complete.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. And I gotta immediately shout out the collab with Little Aaron on Walk Away. That's such a fun track for me.
It is.
I'm not always the biggest collab guy, but because sometimes
Okay.
they work and sometimes they don't. But I like this here.
Yeah, Aaron's a cool dude, man. I like him a lot. He's a fun guy to hang out with.
Did you write the track with him in mind first, or did you have this song and brainstorm
No,
who would be
I,
going?
I had the song and I was like, this one is one I want to put a feature on. And I thought Aaron would be sick on it. I'm a big fan of him. So we reached out and he was down and we're going to be writing together hopefully soon.
Oh, nice. More to come. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
It's tough because obviously you want somebody that adds something that you don't bring to contrast. You don't
Mhm.
want somebody. I think sometimes features take away a little bit, but it just depends
For sure.
on the artist. But like I know
Yeah.
I know you wouldn't even put it forward if it didn't make sense. But it clicked with me immediately. Obviously, I love Erase. That's probably the my favorite track, but just because it's like a ripper
Thank
right
you.
out of the gate when you first hear it,
Yeah.
with the phenomenal chorus. But yeah, man, Walk Away is tight. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And then lyrics, we are all getting older, and like I said, life has its way of having its way with us. Was there anything kind of pushing you or pulling you lyrically this go around on this set of songs
Always
differently as
subconscious
we're
for
getting
me.
older, right?
Yeah, man, we're getting older and feeling reflective. I think all my lyrics come from a place that I just pull from. It's almost like I've said this before that it's like they've already existed, like the song's already been there. I'm just pulling from it, and it's so subconscious. So who I am, my lyrics, you know what I mean? Everything I've been through, everything that I've seen, and I don't really write about certain topics. I just write most of the time to my own devices. I just go write songs or whatever, and they just turn out how they do.
Right on. When you go to make a track, what's the first thing? Do you come up with a melody or
Yep.
reach for a guitar? What do you do first?
I don't play guitar, so I like to write with people that do, obviously, and then I like to sing a melody over it and then craft lyrics around that melody.
Nice, nice. And any other inspirations like books or film or anything else, or just your own wellspring of thoughts?
Wellspring of thoughts. These days, Magic the Gathering.
Yes, all the yes. Card games are lit. I love it so much. That's great. Do you have like a little crew you play with, or just
Oh, all the time. I'm seeing them after this interview and go play some Commander.
game day? Let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like high school for me, D&D and stuff like that, which I haven't done in a long
Oh
time.
yeah, I love that stuff too.
I'm too busy writing music and interviewing bands and writing music stories. I don't have time to be a DM and a dungeon master anymore. But I should maybe get back into
Oh,
it.
keep the
I'm
dream alive, man.
cheating myself probably, but that's why I also don't do video games because I like never get out of this chair. Um, never leave the house. They just find me covered in Cheeto dust and regrets.
I live in the bugs with Cheetos.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
Good times. Good
die in
times.
a Cheeto infested home one day. It's the goal.
Maybe, maybe. Hopefully, just Cheetos and nothing else.
Just Cheetos.
Yeah, man. Do you ever one thing that occurs to me is like I think it's tough in this day and age. You managed to carve out like a little niche for yourself as kind of a solo focused artist, and it's easier than having a whole band. Believe me, as a band dude for a long time, a bad band can feel like a loveless marriage, and but like us as a solo artist,
Yeah, you're not wrong.
we don't see a lot of people that just kind of follow their own will and let's say author theory, the auteur theory, like a filmmaker. You like a Kubrick, you got the whole paint box. So I think it's cool
Yeah,
that you have done this for a long time, basically on your own focus.
for sure, man. I love it. It's nice to have a band in theory when like everyone loves each other and it's awesome. But it comes with, like you said, a marriage. It's if people see the music in different ways, and one of them has to go forward, and more often than not, in my band in the past, it would be everyone else's vision musically except me. And when it comes to releasing my own music, I'm always compared to my old music from fans that miss my old music, and it's a hard pill to swallow, but it's never going to be what it was, you know. With me at the helm, I like what I like, and I make music primarily for myself. If people like it, it's a bonus. But you know, it's one of those things that people that want to get into this think, oh, I have to have a band. That's what I thought. It turns out you could do it all by yourself and still have the camaraderie, still have people to collaborate with, producers, writers, whoever, all your friends that want to jam with you, you know. And it's just for me, it's what I want to do. It's easier for me that way.
I love that answer, and I'm all about it. You have to forge your own path. And you know, music fans, I know people get stuck on the very first thing they ever heard by a band, and then when they change, they get mad. This has happened time immemorium over and over again. You know,
Sure,
let go of things a little bit. Let a artist be and see where they go and follow them. I think you do have a good fan base that has followed you along the way. Some people are just like,
for sure.
what happened to the first thing? Every band goes through that. Every artist goes through that. And you almost, you have to almost like, kill your darlings, kill your musical children a little bit to go do the next thing. So
It sucks.
that's natural.
Yeah, I, I, you know, I think there's a lot of awesome prog bands out there. There's a lot of music that sounds neoclassical, sounds prog, sounds death metal, whatever, fast, odd time signatures, all that stuff. And if you like that, that's awesome. It's something that I did on my first record, and it's not who I am as a fan. I'm much more new metal, as like simpler riffs and stuff. I'm not. There's stuff. So it came to a point where I was done making music for good, and I came back and I was like, this time I'm gonna do it my way for myself for the first time. And I haven't looked back, and stoked, which is all that matters.
Word.
Because if
Not for
I'm not
nothing.
stoked,
Yeah, no, if you're not stoked on it, it's not going to work. By the way, new metal has come completely full circle. People are, it's been embraced hugely, and you have Limp Bizkit about to do a headline tour opening for Metallica in stadiums.
there you
So
go.
doesn't get any
There you
bigger
go.
than the biggest band in the world with another band co-signing that band. Who were your favorite new metal bands when you were coming up?
I love Linkin Park. I love Slipknot. I love Drowning Pool. Even like rare cuts of Nothing Face. I don't know. I'm blanking right now, but I like new metal quite a bit.
It's fun that you mentioned Nothing Face, because I think respect and rest in peace to Matt Holt. I think you were quite a
Right?
comparable singer to Matt. I think you maybe even I could see that you got some inspiration off of some of those records. I listen to Nothing Face all the time, and I love those guys. Such a loss. I love the Audio Atrocity and Violence are two phenomenal records. People should go back and check out. Just as we wind this down, I want to give you back your day. I know you're very busy with other interviews and things. I see this giant grill behind you. What are you grilling up on the grill, man?
Mostly steak.
What's your are you a classy fellow or a heathen? How do you take your steak?
I like a medium rare, nice char. Not too picky about the cut. You know, I like ribeyes, I like New York strip. Those are my favorites. Yeah, just anything medium rare. I can go sauce, no sauce, seasoning, whatever.
Nice. What
Yeah.
do you pair with your steak?
Some kind of potato, sweet potato, potato. My wife's phenomenal at cooking and stuff, so we eat pretty good. Love mushrooms. Can't get enough of those.
Right on. A sweet potato will change your life. Go for it.
Oh yeah,
Also
I
good
like it.
good on your sugar numbers if you're a person concerned about that stuff, like a chubby guy like me.
I definitely am. I definitely am.
The eliteness of sweet potatoes. That's my next book coming out soon from Ghost Cult
Nice.
Publishing. Jake from Oni. Yo, good to see you after such a long time. Congratulations on the Genesis EP and everything else you're doing, brother. And yeah, I hope we do another one of these soon when the next one drops.
You got it.
Take care, man.
Thanks for
Thanks.
having me.